This video will demonstrate how to navigate to the Patient Precis bar to view patient information and how to manage patient warnings in EMIS Web. When a patient is selected from the Find Patient screen, the Patient Precis is displayed immediately below the ribbon on every EMIS Web screen that you use. The Patient Precis displays the following information about the selected patient: patient status, whether the patient is an active or inactive patient at your practice, name, including the patient's calling name, date of birth, gender, and NHS number or EMIS number. You can switch between displaying the patient's NHS number or EMIS number by right-clicking and selecting View NHS number or View EMIS number as required. The usual GP is displayed here. If you are logging in with a smart card, the PDS status of the patient will be displayed on the right-hand side. A blue icon shows that the patient's record has been synchronised with PDS, and a red icon is displayed for non-synchronised patients. When you click the icon, a screen showing the differences is displayed, and you need to select the correct details to make sure that the patient's details in EMIS Web match those on PDS. There may also be a confidentiality icon displayed, which highlights that the patient's record is marked as confidential. A Child Health Information System warning icon is displayed, if appropriate, on the right-hand side of the Patient Precis bar. For example, a red CP icon will be displayed if there are child protection issues. The colour of the Patient Precis bar indicates the status of the selected patient. Regular patients display in blue, temporary patients in brown, deceased patients and deceased temporary patients in red, inactive patients and inactive temporary patients in grey. When a patient is loaded, the Patient Precis bar is minimised by default. You can double-click anywhere in the Patient Precis bar or click on the arrow on the left-hand side to expand it and view further information about the selected patient. The usual address is shown on the right-hand side, and this includes a hyperlink to Google Maps and other patients in the same household. To view the Google map of the patient's address, click the map icon and Google Maps will load. Note that this will only work if the patient has a postcode recorded in their registration details. When the household icon is selected, the Patient Find screen will load and display all patients that are registered at the same address. Contact information displays the telephone numbers recorded in the patient's record. Practice information, including patient type, patient EMIS number and NHS number, and usual GP. Patient warnings are displayed on the right-hand side, and we will cover the Manage hyperlink that enables you to access the Manage Patient Warning screen later on in this video. Child health information sharing warning icons and descriptions are also displayed in this section if appropriate. Patient allergies are displayed with a red dot icon. If an allergy is recorded more than once in the patient's record, it is only displayed once in the Patient's Precis, with a note stating, "See record for more information." At the bottom, there is an Edit Patient Details hyperlink that enables you to access the patient's registration detail screen. For example, to quickly update contact information. Quaff alerts, listing any quaff-related information missing from the patient's record. If appropriate, a note stating that the patient has one or more carers or is a carer. And finally, a summary care record consent information box, if applicable. To collapse the Patient Precis bar, i.e. restore it to its default size, double-click anywhere in the Patient Precis or click the arrow icon on the left-hand side. You can copy the patient details displayed on the Patient Precis and save them to your local clipboard. To copy the details, right-click the Patient Precis bar and select Copy Details, and then use the Copy Patient Details screen to select the required information. When you've selected the details, click Copy to Clipboard. When copied to the clipboard, you can then paste them to other software outside of EMIS Web. Managing patient warnings. You can use the Patient Precis to add, edit and remove patient warnings and to specify when they are displayed, i.e. when users' actions will trigger the warnings. To manage patient warnings, select the Manage button in the expanded Patient Precis bar. The Manage Patient Warning screen is displayed, listing any existing warnings for the selected patient with the warning icon next to it. To add a warning, select Add and type the text of the warning in the warning message field. In the Trigger Point section, select the action or actions that you want to trigger the warning, for example, at the point of loading the patient's medical record. Warnings are displayed when a user first performs one of the selected trigger actions. Each warning is displayed only once, no matter how many trigger actions you configure. For example, if you select Swap Patient and Add Drug as triggers, the warning is displayed when you swap to a patient, but is then not displayed again if you then go on to add a drug for the patient. At this point, you can also select if you want the warnings to be visible to any organisation that has shared access to the patient's medical record. To edit a patient warning, select the warning and click Edit. The Edit Patient Warning screen will display, and you can edit the text of the warning, change the trigger point selected, or change the sharing preferences. Once the changes have been made, select OK and the warning settings are updated. To remove a patient warning, navigate to the Manage Patient Warning screen and select the warning that you wish to delete. Select Delete from the top of the screen, and when presented with the confirmation message, select Yes. Close the patient warning screen and the warning will be removed from the patient Precis bar. If you want to change patient, you can select F5 or select the Patient Find button from within the patient Precis bar. If you want to clear the currently selected patient, right-click the patient Precis and select Clear Current Patient.